I've already made 6 videos about him. That's like 7 more than it should have been, and apparently it's still not enough. But why? 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 Stupid, unfair democracy? Why not Bridget? Or even Soulja Boy? Why above all, that obese man again? I hate this goofy platform. I tried avoiding him as best as I could, but it's just impossible! Why did I put an image of a burger there? It should have been just a blank spot so no one would notice. I'll find every single person who voted for this garbage, and I will personally make sure that their life will end in the most painful... Tactical Dolphin Go! Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the beloved original series called Trash Talk Redo, where we will look in detail at the hero Roadhog from the awful game that is Overwatch 2. Have you uninstalled it yet? Yes? Great choice, buddy! Here's what you get as a reward. But for those who are still playing, here's a spot right next to me in the not-so-intelligent creatures circle. But watch out, don't get too close to those people over there. They main life weaver. While you are here, let me tell you a story. Sounds, visuals, gameplay, story. Long ago, the 4 attributes of Roadhog lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the gameplay was bad. Only Jeff Kaplan, master of all 4 elements, could fix him. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. A few months passed, and to this day Roadhog sucks. What? I never said I was good at making stories. Roadhog always has been broken ever since they released him upon the cursed land of Overwatch. Hooks making you travel across maps, sidelines mattering as much as the fact that Dream is back to wearing a mask, killing any squishy target just by hitting one ability, and somehow no one at Blizzard fought for a single second. Huh. Maybe this hook ability isn't so great for the game after all. This blows my mind that only after years, my dear viewers, do they consider reworking this hero. Can't wait for that, so I'll have to redo this review. But this time, Roadhog's hook will come from the orbit. This intro is getting out of hand, and I'm getting tired of editing, so let's just get it over with this awful, stupid, bad, horrible Roadhog review!
I'm already hearing voices!
The fat man comes from one of the most dangerous places on our planet. No, I'm not talking about American primary schools, silly, but rather Australia. Being one of Junkers, he specializes in homemade equipment that is his scrap gun, and one of the most violent, extreme, and dangerous jobs in the entire world. Gardening. Mako, because that's his real name, had lived next to Chernobyl for quite some time now, and he developed a radiation illness that is only healed with the consumption of magic yellow juice stored in his cans. He wanders regularly to the Junker town to refill his supply, but one time, while stopping at the bar, he meets one special moron. His name? Jack Decoration. He then proceeds to throw him out the window because he was bullying our friendly neighborhood Junkrat. After some talking and getting to know each other better, the mad arsonist comes up with a plan to go on a worldwide heist. Makoa is in. Okay. They two gain a reputation as 2 deadliest criminals across the world, ranging from their home Australia to robbing people wearing trousers. Sometime later, they get approached by an unknown agent. He has a job for them. They accept it, just because they can. And tasked with breaking in sneakily and rescuing hostages, they break in with an explosion on the roof and leave without any hostages. But as it turns out, it was a trap. But no trap is good enough to stop the absolute unit Maokai. They escape and go back with all the stuff they stole across the world to their homeland, and then thanks to the master plan of this creature, the gold goes bye-bye. Honestly, the story of our main character is nothing special. He was good, but then something tragic happened, so now he's bad. Just remember that there are people getting paid big money for writing stories like that. Roadhog falls into this funny zone where his design can be considered very original, but overdone to death at the same time. A fat bloke with a mysterious mask. Who knows what horrors are hiding behind this single piece of leather? The man is also not proportional with his short feet and huge arms. But come on, where was the last time an Overwatch character looked like a normal human being? There isn't as much emphasis on the fact that he is a junker like Junkrat, but you can still see some homemade equipment thrown here and there, like his shoulder pad, the pads that are falling off, showing his beautiful assets, and of course the main source of Roadhog's damage, the shotgun. No, not this shotgun, this one is a forgotten mystery and we don't talk about this one anymore. This shotgun! A very beefy, scrappy, and dangerous piece of weaponry. The huge gun barrel clear. Kurde, co jest? The huge gun barrel clearly shows that whatever comes out of this gun is going to rip your body apart. And the fact that Roadhog uses literal scraps as his ammunition makes this fact even more scary. Of course, we can't miss out on the love for spikes of this guy. They are on his shoes, the gun, and so on. Also, his hairstyle is a very nice ponytail, and I have no idea what were they thinking when designing this brick. Speaking of the differences between the default skins, I'm sorry, but the original Overwatch 1 skin is simply better. Everything in the default 2 has been changed just for the sake of change. The mohawk looks awful, he's missing that primal look, but at least they didn't remove the Grand Canyon. The other skins are a huge can of worms that I'm afraid to open wide. But I'll tilt the lid slightly. Some skins are very good, and others are very not good. You are presented with a choice between a red face paint camo from Black Ops 1 and poo with mud smeared all over the default skin. Like, the choice is obvious. The legendary skins have something for everyone, that's why in my personal opinion I prefer some above others, but other players could say the opposite. At least some people and I have a choice what to use, and others are forced to use what they've got for free. Hate to break it to you, but Roadhog is the most boring, repetitive and absolutely lazy hero in the game. Okay, maybe not. The entire gameplay loop of Roadhog can be understood in a single game by any player. You hook enemies by pressing shift and then press left click to unleash your ultimate combo. Wow! And if you are not doing that, then just spam right clicks, and in case you get low on HP, just press E. That's it. I swear I'm not trying to be biased here, but when I was playing the game to record the background footage, I caught myself yawning a lot. Many times I wished I could switch to a better hero like Doomfist or Orisa, but I just had to force myself to play this fat pig. This statement might look funny, especially because Hog is my second most played hero, but these statistics are gathered from my entire playtime in this game, and unfortunately I spent most of my beginner days as a filthy Hog player. Additionally, before the one-shot nerf, the Hog was fine in my opinion, especially that right now we have so many counters to the hook like Live Grip, Zarya Bubbles, Suzu, or you know, you can always just use the WSAD keys to stay away from the Hog. He doesn't have any mobility tools to gap close or to quickly close space between you and him, so if you just stay away, you can grind your ultimate ability on this punching bag that can't do anything to you at long range. As you can imagine, it's super fun to play against smart players, as outside hooking people other than the enemy tank, you are 100% useless. The last-ditch effort to provide anything to your team is just trying to land the right clicks on that sweet, perfect range to output nasty damage. I really hope the incoming Roadhog rework will be something better than what we have currently. Lastly, of course, we have the ultimate, and to be fair, it's really good. You are forced to utilize the surrounding terrain to make as much use out of the possible damage you can output and tame the knockback attribute, or you know, you can just use the knockback to your advantage and delete anyone standing too close to dangerous edges. Basically, the current Hog is best friends with maps like Ilias, Lijiang Tower or Busan, so basically most King of the Hill maps, since the access to the dangerous environment is placed very nicely next to the most important place on the map, that is the objective. The first two stages of Route 66 are also very iconic for knocking people off the map and so on. Also, I love the two additional changes they made to Roadhog's ult, where you can hook people now to meet them with a giant slap of damage to their face, Or you can stop shooting to gain a little bit of move speed, so you can walk. Conclusion! Roadhog takes a special place in my gamer heart, as all the negative stuff I say about him are not fueled with hate, but rather disappointment. I really like the design of this character and I adore the bromance between him and Junkrat. These two, as we established a few months ago, are the most iconic duo in the entire Overwatch universe, so seeing at least one of them being in a not so great state and not being the same slaying machine as back in the days just makes me sad, man. Before someone cries in the comments that I just need the one-shot combo to come back because I can't do well on Hog otherwise, first of all, have fun with that abusive father of yours, and second of all, it's such a huge adrenaline drain when all of your hooked targets get what they deserve for their awful positioning with that huge slap of damage, but then they get rescued by even the weakest of supports like a Lucio that starts healing them, and you can't finish the target off without walking up even more to the enemy team. Also, don't forget that due to his weapon being weaker, when you hook someone you invite them personally to a 1v1 tango, and even if you land the fattest meat shot on them as a start, it's not a guaranteed kill. So if you hook a soldier, for example, he can just drop a healing can and spray you down if he strafes well enough. Also, the fact that if you want to hook someone, you need to not only have a direct sightline to them, but also be close enough, so in a 9 out of 10 situations there will be more enemies around your hooked target that are ready to either help them or save them, or ignore them and leave them to die. But we all know how likely that is. Roadhog will land himself a score of 3 corn cobs out of 7 onions. A friendly reminder that you can always let me know down in the comments what hero would you like me to review next, and I beg you guys to stop asking for more Roadhog videos until he gets reworked, as playing him is a pain in the ass. I had like 42 times more fun while making the Ramatra review, so if you want to hear my voice with more joy and positive emotions, then check out that video later. But for now, that will be it for me. Thanks for watching, have a lovely day, bye bye.